Ghana, located on the west coast of Africa, known for its rich history, culture, and natural beauty. From its fascinating history to its stunning natural landscapes, this is a country worth discovering, and that's why this time I'm in Ghana to visit one of the most unique places here, a town called Amedzofe, the highest settlement in Ghana. To get to Amedzofe, I first had to travel all the way from my country Nigeria into Accra, then the next day go on a 4-hour drive from Accra to Amedzofe. On the road journey we passed a lot of landmarks, the first major one being the Volta River and the Adome Bridge.
Yes, we are currently on Adome Bridge. This is one of the major landmarks here in Ghana.
The Adome Bridge is a historic bridge which spans over the Volta River, constructed in the 1950s and opened in 1957, just before Ghana gained its independence from the British colonial rule. Named after the neighboring town Adome, it's one of the major tourist sites here in Ghana. Now, back to the journey. Just to show you how far we were actually going, where we were going was actually closer to Togo than it was to Accra City.
Few hours from here, you get into Togo, another part of Togo. Right, so we are heading towards Ote. This main road is actually the Temanjasikan road.
Okay, and it was built between mountains.
Yes.
Now, for the dangerous part of the journey, we had to go through a very steep road in between the Agbetime mountains. Then we entered into a thin stretch of road that hardly one car could pass. This is the only way in and the only way out.
We're passing through a very, very narrow road. So the first thing I'll say is that there's been a very big change in temperature. So it's been very hot since morning, but as we got up the mountain, so it's actually cooler than before. So like everywhere is just...
After a very rough drive towards the end, we finally made it here.
A very long drive, but now we're at Amedzofe. Amedzofe now. As in, I think this is like, we're not at the highest point of the community. I think I can see like a church over there. Yeah, and they have like a mountain on the cross here as well. So here, this is like one of the... Sorry, cross on a mountain.
One thing I always like to do, aside visit natural landscapes, is to also speak with the locals and find out how they live. Then I came across Wisdom, who has lived here all his life.
We don't have a lot of business in this town.
So it's basically
farming in this small scale, selling and buying. In the town particular, we only have a mini market in the town. Right now, when we went there,
I found out that there are around 5,000 people living in this community, and they all live their lives on top of these mountains, and some of them don't even go down all throughout their lives.
So what I can say is that here there's like a very, very big community that actually stays on top of the mountain. So this is like a market behind us. They buy and sell. They live their normal lives.
The main source of income for the people in this community is through farming and tourism. They actually have a waterfall and a huge mountain called Mount Gami, which tourists actually come to some times of the year. He also mentioned that 90% of the time the weather is not like this, that it gets really cold and really foggy because they are in the clouds. And most of the time you wouldn't even be able to see the person that is standing right in front of you.
Sometimes the weather will come to 17 degrees Celsius. The fog, we always get the fog.
We always have fog and stuff here.
Yeah.
We initially planned to go back to Accra City that same day, but while we were checking out the town, there was a sudden change in weather. From very sunny, it went very, very dark and very, very cloudy, and that showed me that we were definitely in somewhere special. And the highlight of my day was when I actually saw a full rainbow for the first time in a very long time. That was pretty much the end of the day for us, and the next morning I decided I was going to visit these two sites that they have here, which are meant to attract tourists. Firstly, I had to be up by 5 a.m. in the morning to hike up to Mount Gami because I was told by Wisdom that that's one of the best times to do so.
So we have around 20 more minutes before the sun fully rises. So hopefully we can catch it on the cross and get some really cool shots. Like the people here, they are used to the weather. I'm sure they're wondering like, why is this one wearing sweater? But me, I'm actually very cold. What's worse than being cold is being cold and exhausted. We are tired. I beg. We're taking 2 minutes break. No, 20. Sorry, we didn't come this far to quit. Let's go!
I finally made it to the top. And remember how I mentioned Wisdom said we should come here in the morning? The thing is, he was perfectly right, because take a look at this view. This is Mount Gami, with a distinct cross mounted at the peak. The cross was mounted by German missionaries almost 100 years ago during the British colonial rule, and people used to come here to pray and come here for mass. And this cross was actually used as a communication antenna during the World War II.
That stuff, you will see this as a signal to them. So they used to communicate through this those days, because there is a little bar back there. You see. It's no more there.
So we want to start walking. We're done with like the hike. We're done with like the top of the mountain, Mount Gami. So we're going to start the hike down now, which is like a lot easier than how it was in the morning. So it's just going to be a quick hike.
So the hike back to the hotel was pretty smooth, and at this point let me cut in and say this. So if you want to experience a different part of Ghana, I believe that this is one of the most distinct places here in Ghana, and you should actually come here to spend maybe a day or two and you would really enjoy it. Let me show you guys where we stayed. We had to find a hotel, and this is the hotel we ended up staying. It's called Hotel Abreka. I will be putting the total spend at the end of the video, so please stay tuned. Secondly, I was really looking forward to see my very first waterfall here in Ghana, Wli Falls, which is around 10 minutes from where we stayed. And it also has a canopy walk, but you need to go down some very steep stairs to get to them.
That we have to come down 259 staircases. So guys, wish me luck.
It definitely won't seem like much, but after walking down 259 stairs, I was heartbroken and a bit disappointed because there was no water at the waterfall. Because at this time of the year, the water dries up. This waterfall would have added to my already great experience here at Amedzofe. However, I really wanted to see a waterfall before I left Ghana, and not wanting to give up, I heard about this waterfall which was around an hour away from where we were staying, called Wli Falls. And after using all my energy to get back up the stairs, we decided to go to Wli Falls, and I was on my reserve energy because of the amount of walking I already did that day. Once I got there, the view was really breathtaking. Wli Falls is a distinct waterfall here in Ghana that comprises of two waterfalls in one, the upper level and the lower level. With the upper level taking around 2 hours to hike there, and the lower level taking less than 30 minutes to actually walk there. Although this was a long shot, I'm really happy I came here to end my trip. All I can say is that this trip took a lot of hard work from me, but it was a really refreshing experience. And I really did not know what to expect when coming here. The people of Amedzofe community and the waterfalls and the beautiful landscape made all the effort worth it. All I can say is I'm glad I did. It almost reminds me of that quote that says you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. So thank you so much for watching and reaching the end of the video. Please like, subscribe,
and whatever you think about this place, please leave a comment in the I'm so tired.